Well, hey, it's Trixie here, and I wanted to just take a little bit of time today to talk to you about those crazy essential oils that you're hearing all about. And I'm just going to give you some basic ideas about how to use the oils and why you would even want to use these oils in your home or for your health. So the first thing that I'd like to start with is you're going to just need some accessories. And one of the accessories I think is an absolute must is a diffuser. So I've got my diffuser here, and it's really simple to use. This was $50, and some diffusers are not so good. I've gone through several in the past few years, and some of them do not last very long. So I do highly recommend the one that comes from the Wellness Company catalog. So it's really easy to use. This is what it looks like. I'm going to try to just lean back here. This is what it looks like. You just simply slide it over and pop the top, and then you fill the water. On the side here, you can see that I've already put the water in. You can put it low, medium, or high. I always fill it completely up. I like to run mine literally all the time. I have one in my bedroom, I have one in the kitchen, and I have one in my home office because I'm here all day. So you fill that with water, and then you take your favorite oil blends, and I do recommend having one or two or a blend that you use in here. So if you want to take notes, make a shopping list, I'm going to recommend for your diffuser, buy 2 oils to start with, and buy contradicting ones, one for the nighttime and one for the daytime. So for the daytime, I would buy Sharpen, and then for the nighttime, Lighten, or for the daytime, Vitalize, and then for the nighttime, Peace. And those are blends, and you can look in the catalog for the different types of blends that they have, but you can't really go wrong in the blends as far as the diffuser goes. So you just simply fill the water like that. So easy to use. You put the top on, and then you just match the 2 little arrows that are down there at the bottom, and it clicks. So you heard that. And then what I do is I just reach my finger around here, and the first time that you hit it, it turns it on. And then you're going to actually do the timer. So I go on, and then I go 1, 2, 3. And then that will give me the, it'll start diffusing. Now you can use the light as well. There's a light choice over here that's got, I think, like 7 different lights, and it can go on and off, but I rarely use my light unless I'm having guests come over. But I've got that running in my office, all day long, definitely in the bedroom. That's safe to be using in children's rooms. So I highly recommend having it in your children's rooms, but this is really great. There's just so many benefits to using the oils. So just to get you familiar with using essential oils, so I mentioned buying 2 oils for your diffuser, one for the daytime, one for the nighttime. And then what I love is the catalog offers some bundles, and I would get one of these bundles to start. So the first bundle that they have is Essentials 4-pack. And it has lavender, lemon, peppermint, and the melaleuca oil. And we'll talk about each one of those oils. But if you can, that one sells for $35.50. If you can get that one, great. Always look for the specials that they have on. Many times they'll run monthly specials as well that you can buy the diffuser and a couple of oils or something like that. But the ultimate starter pack is the one that I'm really going to recommend. And what you end up doing is you get the lavender oil for free when you buy this pack. But it has 6 products. So it's got the lavender, lemon, peppermint, and the melaleuca oil, just like it did in that essentials pack, but it's going to add 2 other ones. It's going to add literally one of my favorite oils, which is the frankincense oil. And I've got a whole video just about that oil alone. So if you'd like that, we'll get that to you. But then it also says, okay, now you get to choose from one of the blends. So the blend that I'm going to recommend if you buy that pack is going to be the Armor. This is going to be to help for your immune system and boost your immune system. It's a blend of oils in that particular one. And what I mean by blend, it means more than one oil. And they've already done the work ahead of time. So those oils they've found to work synergistically together, and then they're in that product. And when you're on the website, you can really tell what types of things to use some of these oils for, but I'll give you some other resources for that as well. So another resource that I have found that I'm really liking is just a little practical guide to essential oils. And I bought this in bulk, right from the manufacturer, R.M. Berry Publications. So I got my booklet for $3.50. Make sure that you talk to the person who introduced you to the company to see if they have these on hand. But these are handy to have. And what I like about these is you can just, it's, just a little pamphlet. You can see how thick it is. It's not very much to read, but it's a handy booklet to have to say, okay, so now I have the lemon oil. So I look up the lemon oil. It's going to give you the history and the traditional uses. It's going to give you what research has shown. Well, research has shown that it's helping with Alzheimer's disease and dementia, that it helps anti-aging and for your skin. It's antimicrobial. It helps for constipation, helps in depression and immune stimulating. It helps for morning sickness and pregnancy. Then it's got safety tips specifically for this oil. Now, lemon specifically it's interesting. Always use this diluted because it's very acidic. So this is one that you have to be very careful about. And it says, do not take lemon oil by mouth. You know how many times I hear people say, oh yeah, take the essential oils and just put it in a little bit of water and drink it down. It's so delicious. Don't do that. Please don't do that. We're hearing just horror stories about what is happening internally. These oils are too powerful to be able to do that. And you'll learn more just in this session, in this time that we have together. But then it goes on to tell you how to use it. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is I've got 12 ways to use essential oils. So hopefully this will help you to understand why you want these and how to get started. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to introduce you to what actually essential oils are. They're phytochemicals, which is really plant-based chemicals, and they work very well in the plants. They actually bring the nutrients to the parts of the plants, and then they get rid of the waste in the plant. So they do the same thing in our bodies. They bring nutrients to our bodies, and they get rid of the bad guys and get rid of things that our body shouldn't be in our body. So that's why people are using them in their healing practices and general health improvement. So there's a lot of information on the internet that you can get from this. So I use many different resources. I use books, I use workshops, I use all different types of resources, but you want to make sure that you're using resources that you can trust. So just make sure that you feel really good about the resources that you're using. So make sure that the essential oils that you purchase are organically grown. Be sure that the company knows how to properly distill each of the oils they sell, and they do not use chemicals during the extraction process. So we've come to really trust our manufacturer. So anything that I purchase from this company, I feel very confident with. I really have to research a company, especially with the essential oils, if I'm going to buy outside of this company. There are some oils that the company doesn't have, like a rose hip carrier oil, and I've bought that in different places. But I went to our local grocery store, and I just looked on one of the bottles, and literally it said right on the bottle, synthetic, that it uses synthetics. And oh my goodness, please do not waste your money on that. Also, I mean, there are tons of companies out there that are touting, oh, we have the best, really? Because I don't really want to trust somebody's opinion when it comes to this. I really want to see it in writing and research right from the company that they're properly distilling the product and whatnot. So you have all of that with this company. So anything that they carry, you can feel confident that they truly are pure and good. So the 12 ways to use essential oils. Are you ready? Hopefully you're taking notes, and you're going to need to listen fast because I don't want to take this to take a whole lot of time. But the first way is through bottle inhalation. So you can take one of the bottles of oil and you open it, and then you keep it kind of near your heart. So it's at this level here like that. And you start to breathe it in. And you just start kind of inhaling it. And if it's okay to you and you're feeling fine with inhaling that, you can bring it closer to your nose. And what's happening is you're taking that in, and the oil molecules are inhaled through the nose or the mouth, and they move through to the lungs and interact with the lungs and your respiratory system. So it's very effective to use that that way. So that's one way. Another way is through hand inhalation. So you could take a few drops and you could just put it in the palm of your hand. And then the same type of thing, you're going to want to kind of move it up to your face as you're breathing it in. And you can even kind of cup it over your nose and mouth like that. And that also helps you to breathe it in. And I want to mention, if you accidentally, for whatever reason, ever get this in your eyes, do not rinse with water. All the essential oils are not water soluble. They're fat soluble. So you will want to grab what we call a carrier oil or another oil. I'm going to recommend coconut oil. Always have that on hand, and or like almond oil. But if you don't have any of that on hand and somebody were to get one of the oils, grab a vegetable oil. It doesn't matter, but do not try to flush that with water. It's useless. That's not going to work. So the third method is through a pendant, and I have one around my neck here I can show you. So I bought this online. It pops open. There's a little pad in here. I just put a couple of drops of whatever oil I'm looking to diffuse or to have, that I'm breathing, and I keep it in here. And it's funny because sometimes I feel it gets really warm, which I think is neat. So I've been getting into the bergamot oil lately, and I also use, because I'm working with weight loss and that type of stuff, the grapefruit oil in there. But really, whatever you're dealing with, again, when you find an oil that you like, now you literally can breathe it at any time that you want to. And sometimes I'll just put it inside of my shirt so it's real close to my sternum and real close to anything that's close to your spinal cord is really good. So that's another thing that we'll be talking about. So that's the third method. The fourth method is a bedtime salt bowl. So you can use like Epsom salt or sea salt flakes, and you just take like about a quarter of a cup of that, put it into a bowl of water, use 10 to 15 drops of your chosen oil. And the reason why you can do that is you can just keep it by your bed and it will just keep kind of emitting that. I prefer the diffuser myself, but let's say you're traveling and you don't happen to have a diffuser or something of that nature and you really need your oils, you can try the bedtime salt method. Another method is the steam bowl inhalation. Now, I recall, my goodness, it was back in 2011, my daughter-in-law, Holly, and I were traveling, and we both started getting like a sinus infection, and we got to the place that we were traveling to, and I always travel with my Melaleuca oil. And so I had this with me, and so we got in and we took a pot and put it over the stove and started to boil the water, and then we put just a couple of drops of this in, took a towel, closed our eyes. Of course, you do not want this in your eyes. And we put it over and kind of did it like a steam bowl. And we were breathing that in and breathing that in. And immediately it was getting into our lungs and to our sinuses. And I was just doing it through my mouth and through my nose and everything like that. I think it's the only thing that allowed me to keep my voice through this 3-day trip or this 4-day trip that we were doing, but it was absolutely excellent. Now, you do lose a little bit of the therapeutic value. It'll diminish slightly when you're using the steam and such. So you want to be careful about that. But you only need to use 1 or 2 drops of the oil when you're doing that. So the sixth way is I talked about the diffusing, the Dasonic fusing, and I think that that is really fantastic. I am in love with having my diffuser, and my diffuser runs about 9 hours. Now you can set it for 30 minutes or 60 minutes if you need to. The settings are right, on the diffuser, but I run mine all night long, and I think it runs for about 9 or 10 hours, which is really wonderful. But this method allows for the oil molecules to remain in the air for several hours, and it doesn't affect the structure of the therapeutic value or the actual value of the oil. So again, I mentioned, blending or putting a blend in there or using 2 or more oils in there, just because then the phytochemicals actually work better together. Number 7 is a car diffuser. Now, I just got this for myself because I was traveling, and I usually take my diffuser, but I wanted just a little travel size diffuser. It also takes me 17 hours to drive from Texas to Minnesota. So I love having my diffuser right in my car with me. So I just got onto Amazon.com and I bought this little diffuser, and it fits right in my cup holder. There's plenty of them out on the market. I can't recommend one because I don't really know if they're good or not. I just got mine, but I've seen some that kind of plug in. If you don't have a diffuser for your car and you want to use it, I've heard that some of the gals take a little bit of a cotton ball and a clothespin and put some oil on it and just put it into your air vent. So as your air vent is blowing in the car, we're clever, aren't we? It actually keeps the oil in your car and blending, which is just a wonderful way to do that. So you can diffuse it right in your car. Number 8 would be through a essential oil massage. Now this is excellent. If you are used to getting a massage, why not add the value of having a massage oil in that? Now, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, many times are used already in your session for massage. Why not add just a few drops of your favorite oil in there? Now, if you're dealing with any muscle pain, there's a great blend called Blue Heat. That's really good to use. I know another one for muscle soreness many times is the peppermint. This is not something you want to use directly on your skin. You for sure want to have a carrier oil with that. But very easy to use, and then you mix it in. Even if you're going to give someone just like a neck massage, make sure that the oil is mixed really well, and then massage the essential oils in there. There's so much value to using that. Then, okay, so what are we on? Number 9, this way is excellent, especially if you're using it to treat some sort of ailment or health issue, is at the bottoms of your feet. So before you go to bed, just, take a little bit, put it in your hand, and then just rub on the bottoms of your feet, and they get absorbed right into the bloodstream just within a few minutes. So I know frankincense, many times for cancer treatment, has been used for that. I know some people also use it at the top of their head or the crown of their head, or if they're dealing with lymph problems, many times it's right on their lymph nodes. But on the bottom of the feet, especially for children, you want to be very careful when you are treating children with any of the oils. And some oils you cannot use on children. So please do your homework and make sure that you're not just, throwing oils all over the kids. But I know many times on the bottoms of the feet, it helps for respiratory issues, or for indigestion is another one. I know cinnamon bark is very good for indigestion or acid reflux. And again, in the middle of the body, bottoms of the feet is a great place to use that. So then number 10 would be in an essential oil bath. So you can certainly drip a couple of your essential oils into a warm bath, not hot. Just use a few tablespoons of like a coconut oil or something like that. Again, you want to use a mixing oil. Remember, because water and the essential oils do not work together well. So you want to make sure you're using an oil that's going to bring it all the way through. And you're not only absorbing the oils directly, but you're also inhaling them at the same time. So it's a very powerful way to be receiving the oils in your bath. The 11th way is, instead of perfume, to be able to be using the oils. Now, I don't recommend some of the oils like that you don't like the smell of to be wearing that for your perfume. There's one oil in particular I'm not real fond of. And so that is not something I would want to wear, right here or on my arms or whatever if I'm going to be smelling on a regular basis. I got to tell you, I have not been able to use lavender from other companies. I've tried, there's several different types of blends of lavender, mind you, and I've tried several types, but it really bothered me. I used to just breathe it and I'd just be like, instant headache. I didn't like it. When I tried the lavender from our company, I love it. I was pleasantly surprised. Now I do use this in my nighttime regimen with my face and everything, and I'll share that with you before we end here. But now I can use the lavender, so it does matter the quality of the oil that you're using. So yeah, you can use it as a perfume. You can put it at your pulse points, behind your ears, on your collarbone, on both sides of your neck. Not only do you smell fabulous, but you're really bringing the phytochemicals, right to your body. I know we were talking the other day, I did a video on bergamot, which I never smelled that oil before. I had bought it. I think it was an oil of the month, which, by the way, I always look for that because they're a lot less expensive. And I bought it and I smelled it and I was like, oh my goodness, I love this. And when I learned all the benefits of the bergamot, I went, all right, I know I'm going to be using this now. So when you learn about these oils, you're going to make better choices. And while I'm on this topic, before I go to number 12, I want to talk about my nighttime regimen. One of my favorite products to use at nighttime is the night cream in the skincare and cosmetics line. And this night cream, I'm telling you what, is like none other. So I take a little bit of the night cream, put it in my palm. Sometimes I'll use the frankincense if I'm treating any brown patches like here or here. But I do sometimes use the lavender, the geranium, and I will use that all over my face. I'm just trying to get a great texture going through my face. So it's just, all, sometimes you can get little blotches and things like that. This helps just to give it an overall smooth look to it. And I am loving it. I wake up in the morning and I feel my skin and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love how my skin feels. I never had good skin. So this has been really exciting for me to try how these oils are working, and they work so well with the skincare products because there's not all the garbage that's in a lot of the products that are on the market. So number 12, this is the last one, and this is the one I have the most caution on. Number 12 is oral ingestion. Now, unless you're working under the guidance of a certified health practitioner or aromatherapist that has been certified, it's not suggested that you take any of the essential oils internally, no matter what you hear. I've even heard lately that there's a company out there that puts them in capsules. Their reps are putting them in capsules and telling people, this is what you want to take. You want to be taking these. You want to be taking this. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop the press. Please stop doing that. That is running into a lot of health issues internally, and if it's not done properly. So please do not suggest that people take them internally, especially if it's frequently. So that's where I'm going to go with that. Those are my topics for that. So I hope this helped you to kind of get acclimated with how fantastic essential oils are and really how great they are for your health. So I highly recommend just starting with a few of those baby steps, getting a diffuser, getting a couple of the oils, one for daytime, one for nighttime, and maybe getting that first pack of products to start venturing out and learning more about these oils. And then simply go and Google. You can Google lavender, and let's see, one of the things that I brought up on lavender was it's used to relieve stress, treat depression, reduce inflammation, and it acts as a natural decongestant. That's just the tip of the iceberg for lavender. It's just, it's so wonderful. And then there's peppermint. It's a stimulant to sharpen your focus, enhance your mental alertness, and boost your energy. I know it's great for muscle soreness as well. So that's just to give you kind of an idea. Please be watching for more of the videos that I come out with as we have an oil of the month. I will be doing a video for each oil each month, and I encourage you to add that to your regimen and to your arsenal, if you will. So thank you so much. I am Trixie Overcashier, helping you be well from the inside out.